Hello there and welcome. This is Energy and You, a weekly show that updates you on happenings around the energy sector with focus on the activities of Nigeria's National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Igumbo. This week we bring you progress recorded on the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project. 4 African countries add their signatures to the mega project to strengthen the region's opportunities to fully utilize its abundant gas resources. The historic event took place at the ECOWAS Commission in Nigeria. Plus, latest collaborative efforts by NNPC Limited to strengthen its joint venture partnerships. And the war on crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism is not relenting. We have updates on the achievements recorded in recent times. We'll bring you details of these and much more in a moment. Thanks for staying with us. We begin with top global news around the energy sector. Global oil prices fell more than 1% at the start of the week, backing off last week's gains as questions over China's economy outweighed OPEC Plus output cuts and the 7th straight drop in the number of oil and gas rigs operating in the United States. Oil prices are also lower on expectations that the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, OPEC Plus, will struggle to get compliance with production quotas. That's according to Edward Moyer, senior analyst at Oanda. Brent crude was down 78 cents, trading at $75.83 a barrel, after falling as much as $1.27 to $75.34. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was down 76 cents to $71.02 after declining $1.15 to $70.63. A late proposal to extend subsidies for coal plants has upset European Union countries' plan to approve a reform of the bloc's power market, which was designed to shift the electricity system towards cleaner energy. Energy ministers from EU countries are meeting in Luxembourg to agree on a joint stance on new EU power market rules aimed at expanding low-carbon power and avoiding a repeat of last year's energy crisis. The crisis led to a record high gas prices, which left consumers with soaring energy bills. The war on crude oil theft continues to gain momentum, with NNPC Limited and its relevant business units recording more gains through the discoveries of illegal mercenaries around the production field. Take a look.
From Letungbene in Bayelsa State to Ahoda in River State, the war on crude oil theft is on, and the industry-wide security collaboration continues to record remarkable progress. Between the 10th and 16th of June 2023, a total of 171 incidents were recorded. 68 illegal connections were uncovered in the past week, some in Bayelsa State, where disconnections and repairs are ongoing. 61 illegal refineries were discovered and destroyed in areas such as Letungbene in Bayelsa State, Bolo and Ahoda East in River State, with tanks being destroyed in Abua in River State. 14 automatic identification system infractions were flagged using NNPC's maritime intelligence system and have been escalated to the Navy through NNPC's incidents management and reporting application. 9 cases of pipeline vandalism were also recorded and are being repaired. 7 wooden boats used to convey stolen crude were confiscated in the past week, some in Rivers and Bayelsa states, while 3 cases of oil spill was recorded in Bras in Bayelsa State and is being addressed. 93 of these incidents were recorded in the central region of the Niger Delta, 56 were recorded in the eastern region, while 8 took place in the western part of the Niger Delta's oil-producing region, and 14 in the deep blue water. For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down on the war on crude oil theft until the menace is eradicated for good.
Now the conversation around harnessing and effectively utilizing Africa's abundant gas resources continues to gain traction. To further consolidate on this, the steering committee of the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project was recently launched. With the launch of the committee, a new memorandum of understanding with 4 African countries was signed, adding to the growing number of African nations to expand accessibility of the abundant energy resources in the region.
The landmark event had in attendance the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The gathering of the African states saw the tripartite signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project. The project, initiated by Nigeria through NNPC Limited and Morocco through its National Office on Hydrocarbons, Mines, Exploration and Production, ONIM, signed in the 4 new countries of Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia, Benin Republic and Republic of Guinea. Other African countries that earlier keyed into the project also witnessed the ceremony.
We are pleased to note that currently, FEED Phase 2 study is over 70% completed, and the tendering process for surveys, environmental and social impact assessments, as well as land acquisition and resettlement policy framework are on track with clear visibility into project funding. As we may all be aware, our collective decisions and actions, guided by our shared visions, will extend far beyond gas supply to spur prosperity and economic integration between our nations.
Kyari expressed his profound appreciation to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Nigerian government for entrusting NNPC Limited with the strategic project. He added that the national oil company, being a commercial entity, sees the project as an opportunity to monetize the country's abundant hydrocarbon resources by expanding access to energy to support economic growth and industrialization. Also speaking, the Director General of ONIM, Amina Ben Kadra, said the project is a platform to boost partnership between West African countries and other African countries, as well as transform the energy industries of the countries involved.
As we move forward with determination to realize the full potential of the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project, it's crucial that we remain committed to the principle of inclusivity and ensure the active participation of all ECOWAS countries in this transformative project. Dear colleagues, let us feel the immense pleasure and honor to come together as Africans united by a common objective, a shared vision of the development of an African infrastructures that serve the interest of Africa by Africans with the infinite possibilities that the Atlantic Ocean represent.
Part of her speech also highlighted the opportunity the partnership offers in consolidating a harmonization and implementation policy on Treaty of Pipelines during the project implementation. For the ECOWAS Commissioner for Infrastructure, Energy and Digitization, Mr. Sediko Doka, the gas pipeline project is of paramount importance for the region through power generation, industrial revolution and alternative sources of clean energy other than fossil fuels.
We have the West African gas pipeline. We adopted since 2018 what we call a master plan on 15 years to generate almost 16,000 megawatt, and within this utilization we have to utilize almost 40% to generate energy coming from the natural gas. So it's a very important project for us. I would like to ensure all stakeholders of ECOWAS readiness to make its full contribution to the development of the project and to spare no effort to ensure its success.
The Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project worth $25 billion has achieved a milestone development with the buy-in of more than 10 African countries. The meeting provided an opportunity for participating countries and the new member countries to resolve their commitments to the strategic project. The project, once completed, will enhance the monetization of the natural gas resources of the affected countries, offer a new alternative energy, contribute to accelerating access to energy for all, as well as integrate the economies of the sub-region.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and its partner Chevron Nigeria Limited have renewed commitments to improve collaboration and partnership for sustained operations as well as improved revenue for both companies and the Nigerian government. Now, this commitment was made when the Managing Director, Chevron Nigeria Limited, paid a courtesy visit to top management of NNPC Limited following the improved and innovative operations of the national oil company in handling its joint venture partnership.
The engagement between NNPC Limited and Chevron Nigeria had top management of both companies in attendance. Mr. Rick Kennedy, Managing Director of Chevron Nigeria Limited, who led his team, commended the innovative manner through which NNPC management is handling the joint venture partnership.
We are getting ready to move our rigs in for Project Panther and start that drilling program, and so we go back through the third-party financing and all the successes there, and we're ready to get drilling again and bringing on more oil and gas production. So just a great example of us all working together.
Speaking earlier, the Group CEO, NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, highlighted some of the efforts being made by the company in ensuring uninterrupted operations within the oil and gas industry by collaborating with security agencies to safeguard oil and gas assets.
We're getting some traction on security. Some improvements are also underway, and overall, so that means security of our assets is a lot better today than it was 1 year ago. And we also believe that many things that are not for this meeting, but I know that a number of interventions are going on now and could bring almost total clarity around security of our assets, and that should give us all the comfort. And I know this is concern for all of us, but also even going forward, investing particularly in our gas assets and even the oil assets, it's contingent on security, yes, financing, very, very, very true. But there are other issues that will surely have impact on it. Contracting, I mentioned to MD, we're still slow, but within the NNPC and our partner.
The Group CEO also stated that given the Decade of Gas initiative of the government, NNPC Limited is encouraging and pushing its partners to invest more in gas assets, being the nation's fuel for energy transition. He assured that the company will address concerns raised by Chevron on gas flaring. Also speaking, the Executive Vice President Upstream, NNPC Limited, Engineer Adoki Tombomieye, said an effective collaboration between partners is the secret to a successful business relationship.
What the entire country and the entire world is waiting is the result of our investments. And I think that's what will touch the people. I think more importantly too, we need to improve our relationship with our communities. I think that's very important. Because after the passage of the PIA, what everyone is saying is that what are the improvements we've seen within the community, and like the GC has earlier said. So let's continue with our collaboration, and with what we're doing, we'll improve on them, and then I think the future is bright for both parties. Thank you very much.
On his part, the Chief Upstream Investment Officer, NNPC Upstream Investment Management Services, Mr. Bala Wunti, alluded to the long-lasting symbiotic relationship between the two companies.
The area of community EBP, yes, it's a top one. We'll continue to deal with it. There are several juggernauts around our operations, and you know them, so dealing with them was an issue. So it's a call for carefulness, and I think I really want to thank Rick for allowing that collaboration and permeation of all those issues.
During the meeting, the stakeholders acknowledged the contracting and local content concerns within the joint venture partnership. Mr. Kyari assured Chevron Nigeria Limited of an improved contracting cycle by working closely with the local content board to resolve all pending issues.
Coming up after the break, service to humanity and dedication to public service gets rewarded. A non-profit international organization honors Group CEO Mele Kyari for driving initiatives on CSR projects. Details in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Energy and You, a weekly show on Nigeria's energy sector with focus on NNPC Limited. At a recent visit to the national oil company, NNPC Limited, the Lions Club's multiple District 404 Nigeria recognized the group CEO of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, for his selfless service to humanity through the oil and gas sector. The Melvin Jones Fellow Award was presented to him for leading by example and building business relationships across the energy sector.
The club members had on their entourage the chairperson, Chief Obo Mesembe Edet, who led the members of the District 404 chapter in Nigeria to the NNPC Towers. The Melvin Jones Fellow Award was presented to Mr. Mele Kyari in recognition of his distinguished service to humanity. The award was received by the Chief Financial Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Omar Ajia, on behalf of Mr. Kyari. Members of the club, including a board member of NNPC Limited, further described the group CEO as an iconic leader. The team enumerated that the award came after a nomination of Kyari by the global body, which has its headquarters in the United States of America. Other reasons for the merit of the honor on Mr. Kyari were also highlighted.
This visit is simply to present an award that we received from our headquarters in the U.S. to honor a man who has earned greatness for himself. Because there's no office, no money can make any man a great man unless the greatness he has earned for himself. And today, the Lions have sent us to come and present an award to such a deserving man. We gave him invitation to play the charity golf tournament, which is a maiden golf to raise funds for the Lions Eye Hospital, situated somewhere before the airport. The eye hospital, upon completion, is supposed to serve the less privileged. We represent an association that has been set by the MCC, whose thematic area principally also concern preventable blindness. And we have reached an extent where we do corneal transplant, where people who have corneal damage can receive donated cornea from those who wield it at the point of death. But unfortunately, Nigerian Lions cannot receive cornea because we don't have a Lions Eye Hospital.
From time to time like this, we invite good-spirited people of the world to join us. We cannot do it all on our own, and so we have to partner with other people to be able to do it successfully. I stand on behalf of Lions Club International, District 404, Nigeria, to thank NNPC, the boss and the entire staff for giving us this opportunity to partner with you, to share with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mr. Umar Ajia expressed the group CEO's appreciation for the honor. He also thanked the club for its service to the world. He said the NNPC Limited, through its foundation, will continue to partner with the organization to render services to the less privileged in the society.
This is a testimony that our leader, Malam Mele Kolo Chari, indeed has lived up to expectation of the global community. We are happy that the Lions Club has found him worthy of this recognition, and we sincerely thank this Lions family for the smiles and happiness you are bringing to the world and to the less privileged. On behalf of Mr. Mele Kolo Chari and also the NNPC family here, that we are committed to partnering with your good selves to continue to put those smiles and happiness into many and many less privileged Nigerians. With respect to the pending project, and luckily too, we as NNPC have set up an NNPC Foundation. And I'm sure between our foundation and the Lions, there will be that needed collaboration.
The Lions Clubs International is an organization that has presence in 206 countries of the world, rendering humanitarian services such as medical and social welfare to the less privileged of communities. The club has a membership of 1.4 million globally. It seeks and recognizes individuals and organizations it can partner to strengthen corporate social responsibilities around the world.
With the removal of subsidy on petrol by the federal government, discussions are ongoing with stakeholders to find an alternative to the use of petrol on vehicles. Compressed natural gas, CNG, as an alternative fuel is used globally to power vehicles. It is considered cleaner and cheaper to petrol. It is also eco-friendly. We stepped out to get the views of Nigerians on their willingness to adapt to the laudable idea of converting their vehicles to run on CNG.
If we look through and see that it's cheaper, actually cheaper than petrol, and then it can be available, accessibility. Obviously, one will be willing to. It will be a better option for petrol.
537 naira per litre. I think this will surely be an alternative for us to at least ease the pressure on us. Very, 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 very good idea to me.
Of course, it's going to cost. Maybe how to manage and maybe make more money for yourself, which, like the government say, it will serve as a palliative. I think if it comes, it will be a good idea. So, of course, because everybody will want anything that will be cheaper to use.
Well, there you have it. With Nigerians optimistic on the introduction of CNG to power vehicles, Nigeria will have opened another vista of eco-friendly fuels for motorists. It will also reduce cost burden and over-reliance on petrol as transportation fuel. Clearly, there's so much optimism of a viable energy future for Nigeria. Well, it's on this note we say thank you for joining us. You can catch up on past episodes of the program as well as updates of other events by the oil company through the social media handles showing on your screen. I'm Egusa Igumbo. See you again next time.